and everybody thought that this was the year that they possibly can get over the hump. And obviously the injury to Embiid really hurt them. But if they can stay healthy, this team is a problem. They have everything now. You just add another superstar in PG to go with 2 All-Stars in Embiid and Maxey. This team is going to be really good if they can stay healthy. That's the biggest key, and that is
it is
the problem.
It is key.
That is the problem.
Because obviously we do all this on paper, but when you have that kind of injury history, that is what it is. I mean, I love this move for the Sixers. I think it's amazing that they're adding him to Tyrese Maxey and Joel Embiid. I think there are some other things that could stop them. I mean, the Sixers, I feel like we put them at the top of the East every single year. Mm-hmm. We have this conversation about them every single year. Every move they make, they get better, and the same results over and over and over again. But I do really, really like this move, Paul George, with the Sixers. There's only one NBA team with 3 players who made last year's All-Star game on their current roster. That is Joel Embiid, Tyrese Maxey, and Paul George. Shady, what do you think about this move?
I love this move. For the city! I believe that the biggest match, or the biggest, I guess, threat to the Celtics will be the Sixers. I want to put the Knicks in there also, but I would go with the Philly just because of PG is like he's a scorer, right? Offensive threat, right? He can shoot the ball well. He could go to the cup and score, right? Sometimes he plays a little finesse for me, right? But I think you put him with Maxey, who's a hell of a scorer, and then Embiid. I think even against Boston, right? I think he's the best player on the court. Honestly.
Embiid.
Yeah, I said it.
Yeah.
I think a healthy Embiid, and everybody's 100% win the playoffs.
Without a question.
I think he's the best player on the court. So now you bring that Embiid, get him some help. But then with the Knicks, man, they're bringing Bridges over there, right? And then they sign OG, right? And now it's like they look to me like Boston a little bit, right? They can guard from 1 to 5, right? And then the backups, right? So now Josh Hart goes to the bench. He can score, he can shoot, and he plays with all that energy. You bring him on there, right? And then you look at Julius Randle comes back. Yeah. He missed all. People forget he missed all last year, and the Knicks did that well without him. So I like the Knicks, man. They play with that dog and that heart. But I would go with Philadelphia just because they got the talent and they got the heart.
There's just nobody in the league that has an answer for Embiid. Like you just said, all them dudes. You just said all them dudes for the Knicks roster. Like they just lost their big to OKC.
Yeah.
Like they don't have nobody
he's
that can match up with Embiid, and that's the problem. But health is the biggest.
But health. Let's bring in Slick Rebuker. Slick, are the Sixers the biggest threat to the Celtics in the East?
Shady, if you weren't for Philly, there's no way in hell you'd be saying the Philadelphia 76ers.
Why not?
If you hadn't played there,
I don't know.
Because you just made an incredible argument for the New York Knicks.
That's why I said
an incredible argument.
It's 2 of them now.
About the chemistry and the heart and the depth and the versatility. First of all, if we start with just the biggest threat to the Boston Celtics, it's a matter of how you're going to stop what the Boston Celtics are, which is deep and versatile, right? And that's what the New York Knicks are as well, especially, as you noted, re-signing OG Anunoby and adding Mikal Bridges to the mix. Losing Isaiah Hartenstein is a loss. I would love the Knicks if they had him, but I still like them. And, James, you pointed it out. I mean, Joel Embiid, you said, if healthy. He's never healthy.
That's a big deal.
That if is in capital letters in neon. And you could probably put it down for Paul George, too, in terms of being able to stay healthy. This past year was the first time that he played beyond 70 games in the last 5. So what's the greater likelihood that one or both of these guys are going to be injured and not be able to finish the year? And so for that reason, I look at the Knicks and I look at their depth and their versatility, and I believe, honestly, that's the way championship teams are being built now with load management and everything else, is that you need depth. Who's the 4th best player on this Philly team? Paul Reed? Kelly Oubre Jr.? Eric Gordon?
Yeah.
Okay, whatever it is, doesn't compare to the 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th best players on the New York Knicks. The first 3, amazing, no doubt. But as we've seen, teams that are top-heavy, Phoenix Suns, doesn't exactly work out.
So the Sixers are the Phoenix Suns now?
What's that?
So the Sixers are the Phoenix Suns now?
No.
They could be. I like the move. They had to make a move to try to keep pace. But, look, there's who's the, let me ask, I'll throw this out to you guys. Who's the leader of this Philadelphia 76ers team? Who's the one that when things get a little rocky is going to pull them together and get them through it?
That's a great question.
They're still missing that element.
Yeah.
I'm not missing that element with the New York Knicks. I know who that is.
Who's
you
leader?
know who it is.
Wait. Who's the next leader?
Jalen Brunson. Are you kidding me?
I mean,
Jalen Brunson is that guy.
I think he's that guy on the court. I don't know if I don't see no special thing he does as a leader. Like what? I don't see no great speeches or no. I see him balling out, playing with heart.
But not only that, the leader is.
I'll take that.
Okay, well, you got a good point.
But not only that, the leader is about winning too, though. Like putting the players on the basketball court to win. Like Maxey and Embiid on the court last year is 31-11, and now you add another All-Star. Like we were talking about them as, if not the best team in the East, definitely was a tie between them and Boston all year long until Embiid got hurt. So what I'm saying is now you add an All-Star, another All-Star to go with Embiid and Maxey, and they already were on the verge of kind of taking over the East last year before Embiid got hurt. I think this move right here is huge for the 76ers.
Yes.
And I think it allows you to be able to maybe rest and buy some games for Embiid if PG is there, because now you still have two All-Stars on the basketball court. Embiid had to come back. He had to fight through injuries because he was the only one that could help Maxey. Now if you have another All-Star, you possibly could be able to rest him some game and make sure he's fresh for the playoffs.
Joy said it at the beginning, though. Like, we do this with the Philadelphia 76ers year after year after year. And the fact of the matter is, since they went through the whole trust the process and they tore it down.
We still trust them?
Collected all those. Yeah, because since then, they haven't gotten past the second round. All those years, they haven't gotten past the second round. That's why they tore it down in the first place, because they couldn't get past the second round. Nothing has really changed in Philadelphia. So I would love to see it be different.
I cannot say that.
But
saying that, first
it
of all,
hasn't been different.
Tyrese Maxey, where he is today and where he was 2 years ago, he's way different,
Not
right?
even close.
And I think also in the B, he knows that the time is now, right? He always talks about trusting the process. The process is almost up, and he knows that. So we're trying to win. But we didn't do this with the Celtics. Every year we crown them. They're so great. They're so good, right? Every year we kept saying how great they were. And then eventually, they trusted their process, different coaches, all type of stuff, right? Different players.
But they were still going farther. They were still going farther than the Philadelphia 76ers ever had.
But the reason why a lot of people was going for the Mavericks because they say, yo, we've seen this act before. We've seen Celtics be really, really good over and over again. Super talented, most talented team in basketball, best roster. We've seen it. And eventually, they crossed over that hump, and they did it. I feel the same about the Sixers. We close, baby. We close. And you feel it. Yeah, you keep hating if you want to, Slick. It ain't going to stop this.
Look, the Celtics had a team that was able to get to the finals, and then they added Kristaps Porzingis and Drew Holiday.
Yeah.
The Philadelphia 76ers are adding Paul George, who has done what? Not what Drew Holiday has done.
Wow.
And
disrespect is real today.
No, Drew Holiday does not get enough respect for the champion and
Drew's nice.
The contributions that he makes. But I do think that Paul George is a big move. My only hesitation is that we do this with the Sixers every single year. Maybe they're on the cusp and this is the move that puts them over, but I'm excited to see how this looks. The one thing I will say, though, is I agree with James. Maybe it gives a little bit of reprieve to Joel Embiid, that he doesn't have to be out there every single night, that he can rely a little bit more on Paul George for scoring, and the leader will emerge. But I got to wait and see.
Yeah, that worked for Kawhi Leonard.
Oh, here we go. All right. Well, coming up, there are big question marks in the Bay Area. It sounds like Klay Thompson is off to Dallas. So the Warriors dynasty officially over? That's next on Speak.